So it's the 14th of September 2016.
Sallyanne Atkinson. There you go.
Good morning. I'm just on my way over to the Brisbane Botanical Gardens to talk to the former Lord Mayor Sallyanne Atkinson on the eve of a launch of her autobiography to talk about the Japanese gardens that are in the Botanical Gardens, which were the relocated Expo 88 Japanese gardens. Should be a fascinating story. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Peter Racer here from Expo 88 YouTube channel. And this morning, as we slowly but surely march towards the 30th anniversary, I just thought we'd do a bit of a fill-up to keep people's interest in the Expo anniversaries. And so this morning, I've taken the opportunity to meet here with Sallyanne Atkinson, the former Lord Mayor, because Sallyanne, you've got a autobiography coming up, haven't you?
I have, coming up at the end of September, so in time for the Christmas trade,
Yes.
as the publishers say. Talking about, we're talking about my life, because it's been a long one, obviously, but talking about my childhood, of my time in City Hall, and of course a very important part of my time in City Hall was Expo, and another important part was the signing of Brisbane's first sister city relationship.
No, that I didn't know.
Oh, there you go. So you learn something new every day. So Brisbane and Kobe became sister cities in 1985-86, and this was the first sister city relationship that Brisbane had today. The previous Lord Mayor, to me not Roy Harvey but the one before that, Frank Sallyanne, had been approached about a sister city with the Japanese, because Japan is the country in the world most enthusiastic and had always initiated sister cities, I think as a post-war gesture to peace. But Frank Sallyanne had been a prisoner of war with the
So he said no.
So he said, no way, I don't want anything to do with that, and you could understand that. So it all lay dormant until I came in, so the sister city relationship really became very important in Expo because we had the beautiful Japanese garden. And I think one of the important things about this garden, the Japanese garden, was it used Australian plants. Garden because of being one of the few, perhaps the only, Japanese gardens in the world using plants from the area. So that was a real gesture of peace. Japanese design, Japanese garden, but using Australian plants. So that really showed how the two countries came together.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that particular point. And what has enthused me to bring this story now is that, so soon after Expo finishes, your administration manages to get this beautiful garden up and running. And in my mind, this was really the first step in pushing international tourism in Brisbane, because we had these events, Expo. This is a major statement. It really made, I think, the Mount Coot-tha Gardens, which then became the Brisbane Botanical Gardens. And I just think it's so significant.
Well, there's important things there, because one of the great things that Expo did for Brisbane and the people of Brisbane was it opened our eyes to the rest of the world. Suddenly we were an international city, people were coming here from all over the world. So it was a great next step to be able to have in our very own botanic gardens an international component, because these gardens, the Mount Coot-tha gardens, were intended as a garden of native plants. It was to be very Australian. The city botanic gardens, old gardens, historic heritage, a place of peace and respite in the city, but these gardens were different, and they were established mainly with Australian natives. So this garden, the Japanese garden, was the first, if you like, international component of the gardens. And it's great, as we've seen today, that there are visiting school children having talks, tourists come here, Japanese tourists come here and feel right at home.
Yeah, no, it has ended up being an absolutely amazing success. And as we can see, the school kids are out and about.
Yes, and I think that's
and really
wonderful.
is great film footage. And Sallyanne, thank you so much for coming in this morning. And we'll just get a little bit more footage as we both re-familiarise ourselves with the beautiful aspects of the gardens here. Thank you.
words first, and then I heard your voice.
Well, I said to you that
The camera.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. John McGregor from Celebrate 88 and the Foundation Expo 88 YouTube channel here, reporting from the State Library of Queensland. It's been a while since the 25th anniversary of Expo. It's been a while since our last video as well, but we're here for a very special occasion. Sallyanne Atkinson, the Lord Mayor at time of Expo 88, will be here to officiate the unveiling of this maquette, which has a very special Expo 88 provenance. We're not going to say exactly what the maquette is yet. We'll let Sallyanne Atkinson do the honours, and we'll see you soon.